You ever had that gut feeling that something isn't right, but you ignore it because you love them too much? That was me. She said she was on a work trip, smiling, confident, suitcase packed. She kissed me goodbye, said she'd call when she landed. I believed her. I had no reason not to. But sometimes, life throws you into situations that strip every layer of trust you've built. That night, I opened my phone and saw something that made my heart skip. Her location pinged in the same city as mine. She was supposed to be 500 miles away. I told myself it must be a glitch. But that single dot on my screen started burning in my mind. And within days, I found myself standing in a hotel lobby, staring at her name on the guest list. This is how I discovered the truth behind her work trip, the lie that shattered everything we met 2 years ago at a corporate seminar. She was ambitious, sharp, and charming. We clicked instantly. Late-night talks turned into weekend dates, and weekend dates turned into plans for a future. I admired her hustle. She worked hard, traveled often, and always seemed one step ahead. But soon, her business trips became more frequent, sometimes back-to-back. She'd say things like, "It's just networking, baby, nothing to worry about." I wanted to believe her, so I did. Until one evening, she accidentally left her laptop open on our couch. I saw an email from a hotel confirming a booking in the same city she told me she was flying away from. I brushed it off, told myself maybe her company changed venues. But the details didn't add up. The room was booked for 2. Still, I said nothing. Because sometimes silence feels safer than truth. The weeks passed, but her stories began to break apart. She'd say she was in meetings, yet the background during calls looked like a hotel room. No name tags, no conference badges. She'd post vague photos, hotel breakfasts, city skylines, but the timestamps didn't match. I started noticing the small things. New perfume. Late replies. Changed passwords. I felt like I was going crazy. One night, she said, "I'm going on another trip. 3 days this time." She sent me the itinerary, but it looked copied and pasted. I knew something was wrong, but I didn't want to lose her. Still, my instincts screamed louder than my heart. I told my friend Mark about it. He looked at me and said, "You already know the truth. You're just afraid to confirm it." He was right. So I decided, next trip, I'd find out for myself. Her next work trip was to a nearby city, 3 hours away. Convenient. I pretended to be supportive. I even dropped her at the station. She waved, smiled, blew a kiss, and disappeared behind the crowd. The next day, my own job sent me for a short meeting in the same city. Coincidence, right? I checked into a mid-range business hotel near downtown. Out of curiosity, I glanced at the guest registry monitor in the lobby. And there it was. Her name. Same spelling. Same initials. My heart started racing. I went cold. I asked the receptionist casually, "Oh, funny, I know her. Is she attending the conference here too?" They smiled politely. "Yes, she checked in yesterday." In that moment, my reality cracked. She wasn't supposed to be here. She was supposed to be across the country, and I sat in that hotel cafe for hours, pretending to read emails while watching the elevators. Then, around 8 p.m., I saw her. Dressed in casual clothes, not business attire. She wasn't alone. A man walked beside her. They laughed, sharing earphones, holding takeaway coffee. My stomach dropped. I couldn't breathe. I followed from a distance, just enough to see them enter the elevator together. The doors closed before I could move. That was it. The moment my denial died. Every doubt, every late-night question, it all made sense now. I didn't confront her right then. I couldn't. I needed proof. I needed control. So, I waited. I watched. And I planned exactly how I'd face her. The next morning, I waited in the lobby again. She came down alone this time, sunglasses on, hair wet from a shower. I followed her outside, keeping my distance. She entered a nearby cafe, called someone, and smiled that same smile she used to give me. That broke me. I took a photo, one simple picture to remind myself this was real. That evening I texted her. "How's the trip?" She replied instantly. Busy.
Meetings all day.
I'm exhausted. I stared at the screen, anger and sadness fighting inside me. She had no idea I was just a few blocks away, watching her lie in real time. At that moment, I realized the truth doesn't always come with a loud bang. It comes quietly, like a knife sliding between your ribs. When she returned home, I acted normal. I wanted to see if she'd tell me anything on her own. She hugged me tight, said she missed me. I smiled back, pretending. Then I asked casually, "How was the trip?" She said, "Same old. Meetings, presentations. You know how boring it gets." That was it. The lie, repeated so effortlessly. I nodded, went quiet. Later that night, I printed the photo I took and placed it inside an envelope. The next morning, I left it on the kitchen table with a note. "We need to talk tonight." She came home early, pale, nervous. When she saw the envelope, she froze. Her eyes widened as she recognized the image. She whispered, "Where did you get this?" I said, "From the hotel you never told me about." She tried to talk fast, denying, explaining, rewriting history. "It's not what it looks like," she said. "He's just a colleague." But I had timestamps, photos, emails. Her story fell apart piece by piece. When people lie, you can see it in their breathing. The hesitation, the trembling lips. She finally broke down. She confessed she'd been seeing someone she met during a previous trip.
It wasn't about love, she said. It was complicated.
No excuse mattered anymore. I listened in silence, my heart numb. The person I trusted most had built her world on lies. When she stopped talking, I simply said, "You could have just told me the truth." She cried, begged for forgiveness. But sometimes betrayal is too deep to fix. The days after that were empty. I packed her things, one by one. She sent long texts, voice messages, apologies. I didn't respond. Because forgiveness isn't about pretending it didn't happen. It's about accepting that it did. I realized something powerful. The truth hurts once, but lies hurt forever. My friends told me I was lucky to find out early. Maybe they were right. I went back to that same hotel a month later for work. Same lobby, same cafe. But this time, the pain felt distant. I wasn't broken anymore. I was wiser. She became just another lesson written in the scars of experience. If you're listening to this and you feel something similar, if your gut says something's wrong, trust it. Love doesn't require constant proof. But lies always leave traces. Never be afraid to seek the truth, even if it hurts. Because once you see the truth, you can rebuild yourself from it. The hardest part isn't losing someone. It's realizing who they really were. That night in the hotel lobby changed me forever. It taught me that peace doesn't come from being loved. It comes from knowing you refuse to live a lie. So if someone ever says they're on a work trip and your instincts whisper otherwise, don't chase revenge. Don't beg for answers. Just walk away with your dignity, your peace, and your truth intact. Because that's how you win.